You know you made it as an anime YouTuber when there's an anime about your YouTube channel. Whammin' and gentle whammin', I am proud to present to you on this wonderful day, the Lord Nuxanor anime we've all been waiting for far, far too long. So as we all know, one of the things I have a very slight reputation for, even though it's a completely false reputation, obviously, because I've never made a Giantioi video, is that I make Giantioi videos and I've reviewed certain anime of the genre that YouTube doesn't particularly like me to talk about. Still not so sure why. Reviewing things that no man has ever reviewed before. Reaching new territories and new heights. Talking about the plots of various shmentai, as well as the fight scenes of said shmentai. And at long last, anime has followed suit. Allow me to introduce you to an anime series that just started airing this very season. Interspecies Reviewers. And yes, it's as good as it sounds! So I know a lot of people have been giving garbage to this series for, well, not exactly falling into the very, very broad guidelines of the social justice warrior movement, but I'll tell you what it's about and why it is absolutely the greatest thing anime has done in a long, long time. But before doing that, I would like to tell you all that this video will contain one of our biggest flexes yet. I know that there's something you like that I do, and it's called flexing. Wow, I'm very intuitive for picking that one up, aren't I? We've developed one of the most powerful fandoms on the face of YouTube. Yes, that was a slight exaggeration, but only a slight exaggeration, because we've been able to do things that no one has ever been able to do before. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We flexed on the entirety of the internet several times already, and now I present to you the opportunity of a lifetime. The opportunity that we can all join together as one to once again flex on the entirety of the web, and I will tell you how. Linked in the description of this video, I have the My Anime List page for Interspecies Reviewers. A lot of internet crybabies have been downvoting the heck out of that show because, well, it's about adventurers that go to different brothels to have schmecks with many different species of anime fetish women like succubi, elves, fairies, all the other great things, and I will tell you more about why this anime is so fantastic in a moment. But I wanted to take your time now to tell you that after schmexifying all those different species, they review them. That's right, they are reviewing them based on schmexability, and it is the greatest thing ever. And needless to say, the greater social justice circles that surround us are not exactly the biggest fan of this sort of thing, and well, they would rather it be destroyed. So, because they have been trying so hard to annihilate it, to the point that Funimation even had to drop this show. They had it, they were dubbing it, and they dropped it because it falls outside of their standards, whatever the hell that means. And I very, very eagerly make another video on Funimation, because as you know, we have a little bit of beef going on right now. Because if they dropped Interspecies Reviewers because it falls out of their standards, then that means everything else on Funimation meets their standards. And I'm gonna look at the standards of Funimation in a future video, so definitely subscribe, because that's gonna be fun. But back to Interspecies Reviewers. Since the cucks hate it, I want to flex on the cucks. And that is when you come in. Because, and of course, I will update you. I need you all to go into the description, click the link to Interspecies Reviewers on My Anime List. Sign in if you have an account, and sign up if you don't. It's literally no work. You just have to put in an email and you're in. And give Interspecies Reviewers a 10 out of 10. Bam! If we can mobilize 100,000 of you to this noble cause, Interspecies Reviewers will literally be in like the top 10 most high-rated anime of all time. Fam, this is our time to shine. Let us flex on the internet with their awesomeness. And I will definitely update you on the epicness to come. I'm so excited. Link in the description. 10 out of 10. Let's do it. But anyway, during my shmentai phase, I feel like this is a perfect encapsulation of what I was going through. It was a lot of fun. We flexed on the normies when I was making shmentai videos, just like this anime is flexing on the normies. They literally reviewed schmecks, which is literally what I did. And they cover the fascinating psychologies and philosophy of all these different women that they are copulating with. I literally feel like that shmentai phase I was going through a few months ago is personified as Interspecies Reviewers, and I love it. Aside from liking it because very personal level, I mean, I've never made a shmentai video, but if I would have made a shmentai video, I would relate to Interspecies Reviewers very much. But another thing about this show is that I feel like most people do not realize is that when we're telling stories about these wonderful fantasy worlds with adventurers and they're fighting monsters to save the kingdoms and whatever, is that really what you would do if you were trapped in another world? Isekai anime in general has its baseline. Main character gets transported there, it's It's a super escapist fantasy, so he's ridiculously overpowered, gets a harem, never bangs any of them, and proceeds to defeat the Demon King because he's a great-natured dude. Now, since most of us, well, to be frank, aren't the greatest-natured of dudes, and also not overpowered, we have amazing shows like Konosuba, or Overly Cautious Hero, that makes fun of the entire plot point and breakdown of these shows by saying, at least from Konosuba's perspective, yes, the main character's gonna be a bit of an assholey individual, just like you are, but he's still gonna follow the tropes and be a bozo as opposed to the ultimate badass. He still gets his harem, he still saves the day, but it's all done from a comedy perspective of what if the main character was in fact an asshole and not overpowered. And while I do appreciate Konosuba, and it's one of my favorite anime because of how amazing of a satire it is, Interspecies Reviewers takes this to the next level. If you were trapped in another world and you had a couple of friends, let's be honest, are you gonna try to make your dough by putting your life on the line every single day fighting monsters and whatever? Or are you gonna become popular on social media? Are you gonna start just having fun and schmexing it up with every different species of creature so you could review them, make a ton of money to fund your future exploits with different webmen? It's so genius. In episode 2, they become so popular as the Interspecies Reviewers. Unpopular species try to get them to sleep with their greatest of sluts in order to give them a good review so they could do better politically. It's so funny because it's stupid things like that that actually work in our very own world that we live in, politically speaking. Every political figure goes on podcasts with different internet personalities. You had Bernie Sanders on Joe Rogan and Andrew Yang on the H3 podcast. These guys are adventurers making a living, finding a niche in their world, doing exactly what any of us would do in their place. They have tons of fans of their work, and also, of course, they have tons of haters. They literally, for a living, review shmentai, and interactive types of shmentai. People only have the highest levels of respect for them, or detest their perverted soul. Again, something I relate to when it comes to my experience with shmientioi videos. But that's for another day. This takes the adventure lifestyle to another level, and it's hilarious. All the different species, all the politic garbage, the different friends that they have, and of course, the very basic comedy of the show, showing how subjective schmex is based on the species involved. As a simple example, here's the first review given. The main character is a human, and he gets into a fight with his elf buddy because his elf buddy says, I would rather a 50-year-old chubby human wabman than a 200-year-old elf. 200-year-old elves just have such disgusting mana. They're so old. And the human's like, 200-year-old elf looks like a 20-year-old human. I don't care about mana. I can't sense this garbage, but that 50-year-old human, that's horrible. And the elf is like, what are you talking about? 50-year-old human has such fresh mana. So obviously they cannot relate to each other. So in order to get a proper and accurate scale of which women truly are the best, you gotta get 4 people to schmexify that species and then review them. That's how the ball starts rolling. They pick up steam, people like them or hate them. And even though it's obviously formulaic to an extent, the fact that it keeps going, keeps growing in magnitude, their following keeps growing, and actual character development takes place to individual characters of the cast. This isn't like 3-minute long episodes either. This is a full 22-minute episode of anime goodness. And you're probably thinking to yourself, but Nux, is it true that you really like this show for what it is? Or do you just enjoy the chaos and mayhem that spreads because of this show? And the answer to that is absolutely both. I totally find the series hilarious. I think what it does is amazing, and I relate to it on a very, very strange standpoint. I appreciate the levels of satire involved, and let's be honest, there are schmexy women in there that I don't think most of us would oppose to. And as far as the chaos, oh my god, it makes me even harder than the women and Interspecies Reviewers. I love when the community gets all bent out of shape over ridiculousness. It makes me so happy. I laugh at this toxicity. So, of course, you gotta fight stupidity with stupidity. Link is in the description to the My Anime List page of Interspecies Reviewers. Ishizoku Reviewers. Please favorite it or whatever and add it as a 10 out of 10 on your mouth. Fam, we will annoy Zawardo. And I am so excited to do that. I unironically wait for the new episode of Interspecies Reviewers every week than any other anime airing. And I'm including My Hero Academia and Haikyuu. Even though Haikyuu's amazing and I love it, I'm not as excited for the episode as Interspecies Reviewers. It was amazing. I was in a Discord call with Noble from Lost Paws and Animac from Anime Uproar, and I was like, bam, let's watch watch some Interspecies Reviewers. We all watched it together and we had a great time. The memes are gold. Community reaction is even better. And the very deep, thought-provoking elements about friendship, love, and the deep philosophical themes of what makes a man. It's inspiring. Frankly, deeply inspiring. Almost as inspiring as the fact that, like, we need at least 100,000 of you guys to go to my anime list and rank it a 10 out of 10. Come on, let's flex on the world. We need every single one of you. It's not popular enough to have too many downvotes. So if all you guys upvote it, we will turn the scales entirely. Bam, we can do this. I'm so excited. And once you're doing that, feel free to leave a like on this video. Recommend it to a friend because I would like to get Interspecies Reviewers into the top 10 highest rated anime on my anime list. Fam, please recommend the video around. Spread the word. Spread the awareness. Together, we are strong and we could flex on anybody. Please subscribe for future updates on this lovely endeavor. And if you want to see me roast the absolute izzle out of Funimation, because, well, obviously their standards now includes everything that's on their site. You're giving me a lot of material to work with, Funimation. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy and actually find a new top anime of all time. Have yourselves the most wonderful evening. And remember to stay weird, fam.